Hello. This video is going to be teaching you how to edit a wiki. The wiki is already made for you, so what we're going to be doing now is splitting it into two major chunks, and you're going to learn how to make a wiki. So the first thing you do is you go down here to your left in the buttons and you click on Wiki. Now once again, the final project wiki is not the one you're going to be using to do the first couple of assignments. You'll be using your practice wikis. So the first thing you do is you would click on the folder Practice Wikis. Now, what we're going to be doing today is just going to be showing how you go in both the first time and then other times after that to edit it. So we're going to go into Test Student 2. You simply click on it, and this is what you'll see the very first time you go in. Well, you've got to give it a name. Well, usually the names of the pages, the first one is the main page or the home page or the index page. So I'm going to name this one Main Page. And I'm going to submit it, and then this is what I'll get from now on. When I look at this page, anything that's been edited in will be here. Now to get into edit it, what will I do? Yes, click on Edit Wiki Content. So we're going to practice by going back out to Wikis, go back in through Practice Wikis, and in through Test Student 2, and this time I don't have to name the page because the first page has already been set up. I'll simply click on Edit Wiki. Now, the first thing that I would want to do would be to put a header in, because websites always have in one way or another a header, and usually, sometimes, but not always, they're centered. So I would center it, and I'm just going to say test header, test header. Now I'd probably want to have both of those capitalized, and now I'm going to make them stand out by bolding them. And I want them to be about the biggest font I can make them, like that, test header. Or to really draw your attention in, I'll change the other than the first letters to the next lowest, because that can sometimes get people's attention. They call this drop cap. You can use that method in your regular text too. I'll show that later. And then every time you do something major, you submit, which is saving it. So you can see, number one, how it looks. Number two, if you do a bunch of changes and something happens, you don't lose all that work. So we go back into Edit Wiki. Now the next thing I'll do would be to insert an image. Now the best way to have this is all of the images that you're going to use, you've saved them ahead of time on a folder somewhere that you know where to navigate to. So for this example, I'm going to go use the Image Insert button, which was the second one on this bottom level there. It looks, see your mouse over it, it says Attach Image, and I click on it. Now I've got to browse my computer to where I've saved my images. So this goes automatically with the folder I was using earlier, and this is my main header in the page that I was, have these images saved to demonstrate. So I'll double click on that, and since this picture is of the arrival gate at Auschwitz, I'll say Main Gate, because I have to put something in this spot they call alternate text. That's what appears if your image for some reason does not. So I click Submit. I get this image. I say, yep, this is about what I wanted. So I click Submit, and it shows up. Now, since I just did something major, what should I do? Yes, Submit, Save. So you see how our little web page is starting to take shape. Now the next thing I want to add in is subheaders, because I'm going to split the text on a website up into small little chunks so people can easily see what it is and navigate through it. So what I would do is I'd go below here, and I'm going to use a smaller size font than this biggest one, and I'm going to start placing them right below here. So I have subheader. Oh, come on, can't even spell. Subheader 1, subheader 2, subheader 3. Now these are too big right now, so I'm going to shrink them from the biggest size down to the next smaller one. Now of course, if you're going to use a subheader, oftentimes you can do that, but if you were, you'd use the next smaller size lower than that, because you want all of your subheader to be the same size. That tells people that it's the same level of importance in your page. So, alright, that's another major change, so I'm going to save it again. I'm going to look at it. Okay, that's looking what I want. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go about putting in some what we call dummy text. Now the dummy text does not mean it's stupid, it means it's a placeholder until you get your regular text put in. So I go to Edit Wiki Content, I'm going to page down here so I can get my cursor set where I want it to be. I don't want it centered, I want it over to the side. So you see I check my cursors there. Now I'm going to get the text I'm going to use, and it's at a website called Lipsum, Lipsum.com. Basically what it does is it generates Latin text. Now, not that we want to read the Latin text, many of us cannot. It's just going to give us text we can use to put into our website to basically hold the place until we get our regular text written. So we copy that. I just copied it. Go in here, paste it in. Now I'm going to paste in some text. Same text, doesn't matter. Remember, we're just sampling here. Paste it in there. Get my cursor back over to the left. Paste that in. And I'll paste the same thing in. See, I don't want my bottom of my text too close to the next subheader. It just doesn't look good. So I got that over there. Sometimes it gets hard to get everything sectioned out and straightened here. And I paste it in. Now I'm going to submit to hold my place. And I check again, and there I have the beginnings of a web page. Pretend this is real text talking about Holocaust survivors, telling about his survival and his arrival at Auschwitz. So you have this picture drawing your attention, and that's why header images are so important. And then you have the text telling the story. Now the one thing that is missing, of course, is the images. So we're going to insert one image. So we go there. Now to insert the image, you put your cursor at the beginning of the paragraph where you want it to start showing up. And once again, I go to my image insert, but attach image button. I browse my computer, and I'll pick, let's see, the oven. So let's say oven, submit. Now that's going to be too big, but I'm going to show you how I can resize it to be the size I want. So I submit it, and you see how it's nice and big. Too big for the purposes of being. You don't want a picture this big in the body of your web page. So I click on it, and you see I get my little boxes around it. Now I can drag diagonally and shrink it to be about the right size for a picture to be in the body of a web page. Now let's save it, submit it, and we'll see what it looks like. So you see right here what we have right now is some of the text goes up, but not all of it. We want all of it to go up. So we're going to have to develop a strategy to do that. So tune in to the next video that you're going to be seeing about programming wikis